Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Thanks so much for joining in. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button below. We just passed 3,200 this past weekend. Appreciate everyone that subscribed already. If you want to get notifications of when we go live, hit that bell. We do go live every day, Monday through Friday, 30 minutes after market close, 3:30 p.m. Central. If you're not yet a member of our free options trading group, the link is below for that as well. If you're here right now, say what up. Want to see who's watching. We got a bunch of people that were tuned in waiting. Say what's going on. The S&Ps kind of struggled at the close here. You know, today was kind of a weird day. We were going from red to green to red to green to red again, and it just was kind of boring. You know, Keith, Shotgun, Cobra Commander, Nicholas, Jeff, John, Manny, Samuel, Ray Lee, what's going on, guys? What's going on? How was your guys' day? Have a good trading day. Yeah, I think a lot of people over the weekend were messaging me, and they were like, "Yellow Fire, Ahmed." They actually thought that the market was going to go down. I mean, it did go down, but I mean that it didn't really. I mean, as you can tell here, like we just kind of bounced around. You know, we gapped a little bit lower, and we didn't really, you know, just kind of strange. People were expecting, because we had, like, they were considering a dead cat pounce on Friday, that we'd be down much lower today, and that was not the case. And actually, IV went down today. You know, VIX is down a little bit. IV went down, as you can see on like some of these options. Baba, for instance, you know, went down a little bit just because of things died down. Was kind of interesting. First on the list, J&J stock. Let's take a look. I think were you the one that asked in our options trading group about J&J, or was that somebody else? I just responded to that. Rayleigh's up 400 since Friday. But talk really quick, you know, for those that are gonna watch it later, we're gonna be talking about MJ and TLRY, and I did get in on MJ. I also got in on TLRY. And what I was telling you guys, let's go to MJ. Oh, we'll do TLRY first. How about that? Anybody else trading the wheat stocks here? What I was saying is what made it interesting. Like, I wasn't trading it in this because it was just too crazy, and the premiums. There was a lot of ways to get screwed. PB, how you doing? Oliver, how you doing? There was a lot of ways to get screwed in this. A lot of people did get screwed, and a lot of people, you know, a lot of people that were shorting here got margin called. I'm sure those people aren't shorting anymore, or they lost their accounts, or whatever the case is. What made it interesting for me on this trade here was this right here, this 165 mark, and it broke a little bit above. It broke above this 160 today. Which is why I traded a strangle, even though it was extra wide. But when I do something that's like I'm not too sure about, I don't risk a whole lot of money on TLRY. So I bought the 230 call, and I bought the. We actually have to get down a little bit. We gotta get some more strikes here because it's so far down. No. Yes. Why is not? All right. All right. So I bought the 110 put, which is down here. What time did I put this on at? I put this on at TLRY. I put it on at 11:09 today. So the reason why I put this on, so 11:09, which was like right around here. Look, I kept trying to hit 160, and so I put a strangle on, and I actually don't know if the pricing is true. So when you're trading something like this, like the thing is that you have to be careful about the volume. The volume is pretty low, so you got to put pricing in for what you want to get it at and not overpay. It's also difficult to exit this trade, which I think is better to do for buying premium versus shorting premium. And I don't actually think this is true. It's saying that they're saying that the strike that I bought's up 400% today, and the one above me at like 235 is up 1,700%. And it's saying that I'm currently up $72 on this trade. I actually put it on for only 80 cents. Now, when I do something I'm not sure about, I try to risk under $1, and I try to get a good price for it. So I bought the 230 call, the 110 put, and my thinking for this wasn't so much to get in the money. It's more speculation. So when I'm trading something like this, I'm not looking for it to go all the way up to 230. I'm not looking for it to go down to 110. Basically, my goal was for it to move 30 points. It has gone in the last week. It's gone from 122 to 170. So I guess anything is possible, really. But my goal was for it to like move 30 points. If I move 30 points, let's say from 170, well, at the time that I put it on, it was 160. So I wanted to go to like 190-ish, and my goal was that it'd become worth like $2. Was kind of my goal. Baron, how you doing? If you're just joining us now, say what up, Greg. So my goal wasn't for this to get in the money. It really was just to move for Tilray to move $30, and it moved 11% today. If it moves like 10 to 12% over the next 2 days each day, which it's known to do, very much hit that. So I'm not looking for it to get in the money. I'm not looking for my $80 trade to become worth $1,200 or $1,100. I'm looking for just to make 100 to 200%. Which, I mean, if you just hear me say that out loud, that's a lot. That's for me to make 100, 200% is a lot. Like most people only make 1% a year, 2% a year, and I'm just saying like So I think options traders take our gains for granted. Like if you say, oh, I took that off of only 50% or only 25%, and like from the outside, people that invest in stocks or trade stocks are like, man, that's like to make 50%. That's like 2 years, 3 years worth, maybe even longer, depending on what stocks you're in. Like if you're trading like GM or something for the last 5 years, you didn't get paid. You haven't gotten paid a dime. Pretty flat. What's going on, John? Any thoughts on EAR? I don't trade that. Just a penny stock. Dr. Strange is an alchemist. What's going on? Is that crypto? Is that crypto? You changed your name? So that's why I put it on. They have earnings, not earnings. The Canada is legalizing it in like 2 days, and I don't really know. And the one thing that I don't like about this trade is that like everybody and their brother is going to be on this, mainly because it's like a news-based trade, and I feel like a lot of the times when you have news-based trades, like they backfire because it gets to be crowded. Like if this drops back down to 120. I'd be perfectly fine with that as well. If like it got like by Wednesday, everybody cashed out and went down to 120. I'm cool with that too. So that's why I did kind of a strangle, because I wasn't sure which way it's going to go. A lot of times when you're doing news events or political events or things like that, pharmaceutical events, it doesn't always go the way that you want to go, because it's at some point it gets to become a crowded trade where everybody's buying and then they may cash out. And a lot of people that were shorting back here aren't probably shorting anymore because they got really hurt when it went from 160 to 300 in a day. So I don't think it's going to go from 160 to 300 in a day again. I mean, it could, but we'll see. So that's why. So my risk is low, 80 cents. And I like that it was starting to break out above 160 here, and it closed above this 164.93, where it closed on 10-1. So I like that. If we go up to 180, 200, definitely nice. We'll be able to close this out for a nice little winner. Hopefully, a quick flip by Wednesday. It does expire this week, so when you have options expiring this week, you're looking for quicker trades. You're not looking to hold on to it because at any time this could backfire and you could be losing money. On MJ, what I liked about MJ, and I told you guys I've been eyeing these like from when you guys were talking. I didn't trade it back in here, but I was looking for, when things were getting crazy, I was looking for consolidation. We got that, and then today we broke out above 40, and then I bought the 93 cents, a little bit more expensive, but a little tighter. The 44 call, and then the 39 put here. It's currently up $17, which I don't know if I'm really up $17 and $72 on this. Actually, you can't see. Hold on, sorry. I don't actually know if I'm up $17 on MJ and Tilray. The one thing you got to be careful about, that like the gains and the losses aren't always true because the options are a bit illiquid. So it may be it's probably going to be reporting that you're going to be up money. Like I could be up $17 one minute, down $50 the next, just because the options are illiquid. So just be careful with that. But what I liked about it, like I was saying, I liked that it broke above this 40 mark, and we could be returning back up to this 45 mark. So again, my goal here is not to make thousands of dollars and turn my $90 trade into 9,000. I'm just looking forward to basically double. I'm looking to get out at, like, my spread's worth $1.80. $2 is what I'm looking at here. So very realistic goals. The chart's working out in our favor right now. We're obviously closer to the 44 mark than we are the 38 mark. But as you can see, it could easily, return back to 38 pretty easily. So, just got to be careful when you're trading these kind of stocks and have some sort of protections in place. Yes, I'll make less money on the strangle than I would just like getting the direction right, but a lot of times we don't get the direction right, especially on speculative stocks like MJ or Tilray. Rayleigh's and CGC, Cron, and MJ. Nice. What trades did you get on there? What strikes did you get? Barons and MJ. Sammy, what's up? If you're here right now, say what up. So that's what I see. So like a lot of times when you have like news events, like the Canada legalization, sure, this could be a blowout, and let's say, MJ goes to 60. I mean, who knows? I mean, it could happen. But from experience, like Brexit and stuff like that, like, things don't always go the way that you want, and that IV crush. And luckily, we put this position on when IV was not at the lowest here, but it's lower from its peaks here. So that's what made me comfortable putting the trade on. So it matched some criteria, broke some resistance here. IV was lower. I mean, IV for MJ and Tilray is still high for a common stock. I mean, don't get me wrong; these are expensive options, but they are moving. I mean, 8 to 10%. This is MJ is 8%. Tilray moved 11%. It just takes a lot for it to move because, as you can see, it moved 11% today. And before, these are up a couple 100%, which is nice. But before, like when you had this extreme volatility in here, when it moved 10%, the options only moved up 10 to 20%. So, you got to be careful when buying options when IV rank is on high, because it's expecting the move. And when the move doesn't happen, like in here, IV gets crushed, but then so does out of the money options. Your options get crushed even if it doesn't move. John says, What do you hold stocks overnight? So on the accounts that I'm showing you right now, John, I'm only trading options on stocks that I have for like a long-term hold. I hold for years. Stocks I hold that I hold for long-term, and then options is my short-term to medium-term strategy. Stocks is my long-term plan, not really money that I want or see or even manage. I just I own Facebook, I own Alibaba, I own Twitter, I sold Target, I sold Tesla. So I manage them accordingly, but I don't actively manage them on a daily or even weekly or monthly basis. I just let them ride. Rayleigh's got the CGC. So I didn't actually look at CGC today. I didn't want to go too heavy. Yeah, CGC. Breakout. Was this CGC the company that bought somebody today? I think there was news out on CNBC that there was a company, a weed stock, that bought another company. I can't remember. Keith, hope you didn't own Sears. Keith, I will never own Sears. I will never own Sears. They haven't had a profitable quarter since 2010, and they've come down from $250 a share from their high in 2007. Down to what, 30 cents, 20 cents now? I mean, come on. I actually didn't think they're going to make it to Christmas, and they said that because of the bankruptcy they're going to make it to Christmas. But 2019 Christmas rolls around, I don't think so, man. Oliver says volatility overstates the actual move, aka buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah, I guess I can agree with that, but like that saying makes it sound like it's easy to do. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy buying rumor or selling the news, because you buy the rumor. Let's say the rumor is Netflix is going to buy Disney, and Disney pops, and then within a couple hours, Disney puts a press release out saying that's not happening and deflates. You don't have the time to get out. It's not easy. Yeah, Keith, they did file Shield or Sears Sears, I don't know why I call them Shield, it's because of this. Sears Holdings did file for bankruptcy today, but they are going to, they're closing 150 stores, but they're going to continue on. CGC is the major holding of MJ. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I don't really follow the weed stock industry that much. So pretty much like when I make trades like this, it's mostly on indicators of support, resistance, and if stock the options and stuff meet my criteria to purchase or sell or short or whatever the case is. The reason why I didn't want to like short options in here is because it's known to go beyond the expected move, and shorting options only works is if it stays within the expected move. Is why I didn't short options on this. So that's why I bought options versus shorting options. Yes, I could get screwed buying options, but shorting options on something like this could easily get screwed too. Like especially if you don't know where it's going. Like, you know, to imagine it go from 150 to 300 in one day, you know, it could also go from 150 down to 20 in one day too. So and I just think that if, I mean, maybe it will stay in this. If it stays in this range, just bounces back. Let's say the event on a Wednesday is a non-event and just bounces around. It's gonna crush that premium so hard. So that's why I risk so little. Like, if I lose 80 cents on this, $80, it was a learning experience. It was worth a shot. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Yes. So CGC did buy. Thanks, Jeff. Ebu Inc., a leader in hemp research. So that's what happened. So yeah, I was right in that. True, as far as these types of plays have little to no value. CGC is the only one with a chance. JC, what's going on? CGC. Let's see what those. Yeah, I mean it's priced accordingly. I feel. I mean, the options are kind of expensive, but I mean, it was only expecting a $5 move, moves $7 a day, and that's what I mean. Like, if it's expecting a $5.80 move and it moves $7, you know, premium selling something so volatile is very hard. Even though premium is rich and it makes sense, these don't get crushed down like a premium rich in like a Netflix or Amazon. When premium gets crushed in those, it happens quick. And these, the premium crushed is like so slow, like. Greg owns Cron and ACBFF. I was looking at Cron a little bit ago. This had a spike. So it seemed like everyone's having a spike here. Definitely. I'm hoping to be able to get out like tomorrow or before the event. Because I mean, the thing is, when everybody sees that it's coming, it's usually like a non-event. Like if everybody's in the trade, it's kind of like the us versus herd mentality. If the herd is crowding in and joining the trade and everything's going right, is when you need to get worried. Like if you're going long on these stocks, like going along on Cron was at 15, going long at Tilray at 300, 250. You know, you're going long, you're joining the herd. Everyone's getting inside the same rail cars, and it gets derailed eventually. It happens. It happened to Bitcoin. Happened to all the cryptocurrencies. It happened to Tilray. What was nice to see. This is what I like to see right here. Consolidation periods, like nice. Nothing crazy, and it's healthy for a stock to pull back and just sit for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, stocks don't need to go up every day, or they don't need to go down every day either. And that's kind of what was happening here. And this is the kind of chart that I like. If it's just consolidating, not really moving, and I know it didn't give it that much time. So I mean, starting, what's today, the 15th, October 15th. So starting around end of September. So for the last 2 weeks, it's been consolidating. I guess we'll see if this is a catalyst or not. But I personally don't do well on crowded trades, and some people do. If you get in, get it out, maybe it'll be good for you. But for me, I don't typically like crowded trades. What else did I do today? I played some. I didn't take off. As you can see here, I didn't take off any positions here. I mainly played defense. Tesla, I played some defense. Snap, I played some defense. So Snap was down a little bit. My position on Snap, I had a small position. It was 5 $8 calls for this week. I added to that. now my new average is, so I just need a little bit of a pop. Maybe tomorrow we'll get it. It had Snap had a nice update today. You know, my new average right now is 6 cents. I originally bought them at 7 cents, and I bought these at like 5 cents. And then Tesla, I've been working on this, playing some defense here. Tesla, what I liked about Tesla, let's pull up the chart here. So Tesla, I like that is like, again, like Tilray, you know, it's consolidating nice down in here. And then we had today, we actually have this lower right left-hand corner here. Tesla, you know, was selling off and it was bouncing kind of like the rest of the market. And then we had this huge rip. However, it had a pretty terrible close. The one thing, so just to kind of show you what I've been battling here. You know, I own 7 options on this now. And what I'm looking at here, let me show you here. So on October 10th, I bought the 305 call for 92 cents. On October 12th, I averaged down at 19 cents, 2 cents, and I brought my average at the prime, so I went from 92 cents down to like 70 cents. And then today I bought I bought some at 11 cents and 10 cents, and now my new average here is 24 cents. So my goal here for this trade on Tesla is not to make a lot of money. Pretty much my goal is it to go up about 15, 20 points so I can break even. So that's what I mean by playing defense. Sometimes when my trades go against me, my plan then is to kind of turn it around if I still believe it's true. And what I like the chart where Tesla is at right now for the long term, and also today's chart. You know, I like the daily chart, and I also like where it's at right now in terms of the stock. So being bullish. So that's why I average down. If I didn't believe in it, I would probably just let my original position go and then place a new trade either on Tesla or a different stock to kind of outweigh the losses. But because Tesla's kind of at the bottom of this range here, and it seems like a good bounce, you know, it's only going to take me 10 to 15 points for this to bounce up to like 30 points here, 30 cents. So now my new target is 30 cents. My average right now is 25 cents. So I took this trade, you know, originally was 92 cents. I now have a 24-cent average. So if it goes up 15 bucks, which it could very well in the next couple days. If not, then you know, we'll chalk that one up. But I gotta at least try here, and it seemed like a good idea being at the bottom here of this range. You know, as you can see here, if we have anything, look at this bounce from 252 to 287. That's really all I need. I mean, I'll probably be profitable if it goes to 287, 290. But look here, went from 287 to 255 back up to 306, 305 area. That's really what my original trade was, but then it kind of flattened out, and when it flattens out, IV got crushed a little bit today, so that's why I put on another trade. Also, Theta is knocking at my door pretty heavy right now because it expires Friday. So you know, I put it on in the original drop, and this kind of shows you, even though the pricing hasn't changed, you know, even though some days have went by and Theta's, you know, the idea is still the same. But look, it went from 92 cents. Now those calls are only worth 10 cents. So just to show you how strong Theta and IV Crush is, you know, this is the same trade, but it went down from 92 cents down to 10 cents in a couple days. So that's kind of the idea, just playing some defense on this trade right here. Yeah, if this video is of value to you, leave a like. Please like the video. Shotguns got the right idea. Appreciate the help, man. Kalal, I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I try to pronounce everybody's names as accurately as I can. Bought an Iron Condor. Yeah, leave some comments, guys, of some trade ideas or anything that you want to talk about. I'm going to be going through those now. Enough about me. Let's focus on you guys. Bought an Iron Condor and SPY on Robinhood. What do you think I should do if it happens? This is my first Iron Condor trade. Kalal, let's see, SPY. Are you up any money? What strikes did you get? If you guys are leaving comments about trades, please include like expiration and strikes. It really helps me out looking at this. For me, like I don't think, even though we got some premium crush today, I probably would have took the trade off if my Iron Condor came in a little bit, because Iron Condors could really screw. Like if it's bounced up to like 290 or goes down to like 265 or 260 here, your Iron Condor is going to get dead. You know, you're going to be owing a lot of money. Tesla broke out a pennant. Yep. Yeah, this is the fifth. Besides daily charts, I only use 15-minute charts. Excellent. I only use the 15-minute charts. So all these charts right here that you're looking at are 15-minute charts. And I've talked about this before, is because I find that it makes it gives me enough data, but also doesn't encourage me to move too fast. You know, when trading options, you can move fast, but it's not always in your best interest. Doctor Strange, I'll have to get crypto slice. Nothing but good news for Tesla. We'll see. We'll see if we can get some Tesla Keela up in this house here. So what did you guys do today? Yeah, Kalal, going back to your SPY trade, Iron Condor for me would be real risky at this point. Nice premium that came in the last couple days, like on Friday and then on today. So some premium came in a little bit. I probably would, if I was profitable on this trade, I would probably take it off, just because. Unless this, I mean, we could show some consolidation here, but things were moving. You know, we're down 0.5% today, which, like, for the bullish market that we're in, would seem like a lot normally, but because of the volatility, it seems like nothing. You know, SPY down $1.55 seems like nothing compared to where we've been. I mean, it's gone down 287 from 287 down to 270 in 2 days here. Next week might be a good week for Iron Condors. DJ Smirnoff, why is that? Sakarakit got a long call spread on Tesla and short put spread on PayPal. Yeah, so we just looked at Tesla. Let's look at PayPal. No. You got a short put spread on PayPal. Yeah, the one thing I mean, selling premium here is probably a good idea because it's high right now. Just these charts look really risky for a one-sided play. You know, this could rip down. It could rip back up. AC, Iron Condor on T. Yeah, I mean, this is. I don't like to catch. So there's an expression of catching the knife, and I don't necessarily think it's always a good idea. Just because the stock has gone down, let's go back to PayPal. You know, PayPal has had how many red days in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not necessarily 11 in a row, but let's just say in the last 15 days, they've had at least 10 red days. Just because the stock goes down a lot doesn't mean it needs to go back up. T. AC says T has only moved a couple bucks, but yet Ace. Oh, sorry, but the stock is only a $30 stock. If it moves $3 like it did here, that's 10% of its stock. I mean, that's a lot if you think about it. You know, don't concentrate on dollars. Like concentrate on percent. Like when you're taking even when you're taking profits or taking off losses, don't concentrate on how much money you're down or you're up. Concentrate on your profit percentage and what your percentage is. You know, if let's say AT&T dropped $5, that's like 12 to 13%. I mean, that's a big move. PayPal has earnings. These days, Hamed says these days seem trading is better or just strangle for swing trading. Okay, if PayPal has earnings, that kind of changes things. But I would say that if they have, like, let's say they have the risk here for Iron Condor on PayPal. That wasn't the question. Oh, she got a put spread. Yeah, I mean, earnings, like I said on Friday, this quarter's earnings has got to be, you know, it has to be really good. And I feel like this is really the way the market dropped is very well timed and was very controlled. It seems like a big rotation happened. Is that, you know, stocks that were up and everything like that, is they've all started dropping a week before earnings season. Like right now we're in earnings season. Netflix reports tomorrow. Like all these stocks, people. So I don't know what that means. Like, does that mean, you know, bigger institutions is thinking that earnings are going to be terrible, or they're just taking money off the table and they're going to reload after this quarter? You know, what's the plan? Like, it just seems, the way the market dropped just seems really well timed. You know, a week before major earning reports come out. I don't know. It seems really well timed, well planned, and coordinated. You know, Netflix. I did do a Morgan Stanley. I did trade MS. Let's see here. They got earnings tomorrow morning. I normally don't do earnings trades that much, but I did do Morgan Stanley. The reason why I put a strangle on it. I bought the 44 call and the 42 put. It did hit 42. I mean, it's touching. It actually broke. It's touching on 52-week lows here, and I really liked it. I mean, if they have good earnings, this could easily go up to like 48.50. If they have terrible earnings, it could go fall through the floor. So that's what I really like. Most people ask me like, what do I trade and how do I trade it? Is like charts like these are like my favorite charts to trade, just because. And also, if you put on a trade, let's say on Friday for earnings, look how much IV came in today. So IV actually was crushed today as well on this up day, which was another reason why I put it on. IV came in, so that's why I bought a trade on this. Bought options. I didn't sell any premium in this. So I thought a strangle was nice because this could easily go back up to 48, 50, or who knows where it's going to go down. I mean, where's the 2-year chart on this thing now? Because once you're at the... So last time it was down in this range was last September, and then it went up to 48 from 42, but I don't know what the catalyst was here. They didn't have any earnings in this period, so I'm not sure. Just seemed like a good risk to reward. Risk was low, reward would be high, and I put it on for 83 cents, so under $1. So at least my criteria of that. Peter, what would you buy for Netflix for earnings? So that's why I put that trade on. I like trading charts exactly like this right here. This is a nice setup for me. You know, if earnings are terrible, it's falling through. If they report really great earnings or good earnings, you know, expectations are low right now for the stock, as you can see. Netflix. What would I put on for a trade here? I was actually looking at a Netflix earnings trade, and I don't know if I'm going to trade it or not. The one thing I do know from like experience, I know that putting an iron condor on Netflix has never been a good idea. A lot of times because it does move like 15-20% sometimes, and then sometimes it doesn't move at all. But in these, let's see, let's see here. This went from, let me make myself smaller here so you guys can see. So as you can see, it went from down here, went from 200, 223, 226, up to 249. That's a $25 move. That's over a 10% move there on that day. And then here it went from 316 up to 338, so like 8%. And then here it went, last quarter went from 398 down to 345, and then came back to like 380. The one thing that I did do last quarter, I didn't trade them for earnings last quarter, but I did trade this bar here, right here, this bar here. It was really great trade. I think I made about like 400%. I have a video on it, and it was a good learning lesson. If you guys look up the us versus herd Netflix trade. It was a good lesson on premium crush and taking advantage after earnings, and you know, we turned $100 into like $500. It was pretty crazy. But I had the 400 calls. It never reached 400, but because it was going up so fast, you know, good thing I took the trade off because that premium got crushed at the end of the day. So look that video up. But what I would do for Netflix, let's take a look. Let's see what the expected move is. So kind of get my flow. I kind of see what the expected move is here. Expected move here is $33. Stock is $333. I mean, we're looking at a 10% move here, which I think is a lot. The one thing that people anticipate is like a $100 move. Like, could this return back up to 423? Is what you got to be scared about. So can this go like a 20, 25, 30% move? And yes, it can. But to do that, they're going to need blowout earnings, and like this earnings is, I think, is very questionable. This last quarter they had good earnings, and it went down a lot. You know, and then the other thing is about this is if it doesn't move $33 here and you put a trade on, I mean, you're gonna be paying a high price for these premiums here. Let's see here. What does I'm actually trying to put Tastyworks into my streams here a little bit. Premiums at 84.2. So this is gonna go. Premium's gonna go down to like 50 or 40 after earnings if it doesn't move. You know, if it stays within the expected range. I mean, if it drops down to 280, for me, what I would probably do is, it just seems like a lot of risk for buying in options or selling options in Netflix before earnings. Probably what I would do is I'd probably trade the day after, like I did here, and I'm glad I did, because the move was so big. You could get people got in really big trouble. Yeah, DJ Smirnoff that's what, bought Netflix earnings before earnings last quarter and got killed. Yep. So a lot of times you don't have to trade earnings, because earnings is kind of a coin flip. The only reason why I traded Morgan Stanley was because of the chart, and the options were priced very well for where the chart was. But Netflix, you probably could make more money the day after earnings, to be honest with you, and actually know which direction it's heading. The thing about earnings, you know, I've told you guys before, is like, even if they have killer earnings and, you know, things are going well, the stock could drop, and you might not understand why, and you don't always understand why. You know, it happens all the time. Like Google, it's happened to Google, happened to Amazon. It's like, hey, they reported great earnings. Why did the stock drop? And people get so pissed because they bought a lot of calls and they did a lot of trades and they risked a lot of money. And really, that's not really a good way to trade, because on the conference call, they could say anything. Guidance, they could say anything. It's always a coin flip. So like, I don't like to gamble or trade. It kind of shows you, like, I'm gonna probably pass on the Netflix earnings, and I'll probably day trade it on Wednesday morning if there's opportunity there. If there's no opportunity there, don't put your capital at risk. And like, this should show you the difference between the Morgan Stanley chart and then this chart, and then where the premiums, where the options were priced in for what move. Paulo, how you doing? What are your thoughts on GLD? Let's see here. Gold's up today. Gold has been on the move. Gold's been on the move because the stock market's been crashing. Yeah, it got some nice upside. I mean, it broke above this consolidation period. You know, we got above 114 here, which is really where it needed. Kind of sitting at 116, so I don't know if it's going to get rejected. Let's see where if the stock market goes up, gold could be in trouble here. Premiums. Let's see. This is 4 days out. What do they got here for? Yeah, premiums are priced pretty low. I mean, for a $1.50 move, it's pricing it at like 46 cents, 69 cents. I mean, it's priced pretty good. You know, so you could definitely make money on this if it goes back up to 118 or drops back to 114. You know, buying options here would make sense. I don't think I would short options in here, just because of that spike. This actually looks like a good trade. I might Paulo, I might put this on tomorrow. I'm gonna write that down. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for the trade idea. I actually did take a trade idea. I took that Morgan Stanley trade idea from someone else in our option trading group as well. You know, if you guys have trade ideas, feel free to share. Don't think that I'm gonna bash it or anything like that. Like, the one thing that I do bash, I don't trade penny stocks or anything like that. So, but I like to talk about what you guys are trading. I like to trade what you guys are trading. I don't know what kind of feedback you have for me in the terms of what I trade and the stocks that I trade. And, you know, if you have any questions about why I trade certain things or not trade certain things, I try to answer all those for you. The SPY goes back up, I'll turn it into an iron condor. Okay, that makes sense. Just be aware that if a SPY goes back up, Premium's gonna get crushed in half easily. Just so you know. Does anyone have any other questions? There was another. I missed. AC says I missed your trade on MJ. Tuned in too late. Yeah. So watch the replay. I just did a strangle. I'll just show you here real quick while I have a few minutes. If you guys have any questions or anything, I have the 39 put and the 44 call. AMRN. Does everyone here mostly trade options, or do you guys trade other things? AMRN. Premiums come in a lot. Still high, 1.8. $19 stock. Expected move $1.70. Is consolidating up here. 21. What does AMRN do? What do they do? So for AMRN, let's see. I probably wouldn't trade for like a $19 stock. I probably wouldn't trade anything this week. I would give myself some more time, especially since right now it's really just bouncing around in this area. Cobra Commander, you're going to do some Tastyworks screens? Yes. Yes. Do you guys prefer Tastyworks screens? I can look this up on the AMRN if you guys prefer. So for AMRN, like I said, I probably wouldn't trade anything for this week. We got the. It might actually be easier for you guys to see the Tastyworks screen versus this is kind of small. Yes, yes. Okay, we'll do that. I'll show you the option to trade on Tastyworks. I would probably trade. Well, they got earnings on November 7th. So I wouldn't short premium right now. Like if you're going to trade like these November 9th or anything, because premium could expand. Ivy rank is only 12 right now for these, so you just got to be careful if you're shorting options. I would probably be an option seller, option buyer. I'd probably be looking at maybe like the November 2nd ones. It's kind of expensive, but yeah, 126 Ivy rank here for these. Next week we're at 114%. Probably get a little bit better deal on these. Yeah, I would probably be looking at. It depends if you're bullish. I would probably do like a skewed strangle. So either bullish or bear skewed strangle anyway you're looking at. So I'd probably be looking. If I was bullish, I probably won't trade it since I don't know too much about it. Volume is really low, so you got to be careful about volume. And kind of what I said. Look how wide the bid and the ask is. The bid is 75 cents. The ask is $1.11. So you got to really price this. If I was going to do this right here, I'd do like the 21 call. Let's see here. What's this? Yeah, the 21 call. Let's see if it returns here, and I'd probably be doing like the 16 put for some protection, get some cheap protection. However, I mean this is crazy. Ask is 46 cents. The bid is 7 cents. So like you got to kind of add it up. So if this is the bid here is 80 cents, I would probably try to do like instead of $1.20, I'd probably do like $1. I'd probably be doing like 90 cents and see if that would work. You know, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful about the risk of illiquid options. And that's kind of what I showed you about Tilray and MJ this morning, or at the start of the stream, as how to put those orders together. Because you look at this, I mean, look at if the ask is 46 and the bid is 7. You know, if you don't put the pricing that you want here, and don't just like get filled, like just don't go like don't type in 46 and then go for the 111. Let's see, 111. So it could be like 150. So if you did the ask on these, it'd be like 150 for both these. This would be 147 actually. It's giving me $1.19. I think we can get a better price for it. You could probably be closer to like 90 cents here, honestly. And then go up like maybe if it doesn't work, try 91 or 92. I wouldn't definitely not pay more than $1 for this. I mean, it's a $19 stock, and you're gonna need it to move pretty big. You're going to need it to move like 10-20% for you to make some money. Seems like high risk to me. Cobra says the curve on Tastyworks is nice. I don't really like to use the curve because I find that you can't move very fast as fast as you can. I mean, you can, you gotta, you can do single legs here, or you can do like or you can do a strategy. I don't really like, it's just a lot, and you gotta really focus on it, and like this, you could easily pick the wrong date here. Like I could pick, it's definitely, I don't really like it. I mean, the drag and drop is really nice here, but I mean, for the table, you can do that too. You just click, you can click and drag too. For me, the table view is a way faster than the curve. That's just me. I mean, it's nice to see, but you can see, you can see where your profit is and where you're going to lose on this too. So, it shows green for profit, red for this is where you're going to lose. So where you need it to be above for you to make money. Obviously, this doesn't account for IV expansion or a decrease in IV either. So just so you know. Apple has been trading predictably in between daily support and resistance levels after they were established. AC, yes, I did trade Apple on Friday, and I did make some money. Not as much money as I should have, but hey, green is green. I think everybody on Friday left a lot of money on the table. Peter, what triangle? I don't know. Manning is only trading options. Kalal, thanks for playing SPY trade. Okay, let's look at this SPY trade here for Kalal here. I know it takes you guys longer to type in what you want versus me talking, so I try to give you guys enough time here. So October 31st, let's go to SPY. So let's take a look at October 31st. Okay, so you got 16 days on the trade. Call, he bought the 278, 277. So he's short the 278. I'm sorry, 278, 277. Bought the 278 and the 275, 274. So he's short. Okay, so if this is the way your Iron Condor looks right now, I would definitely be worried. I don't know how much you put this on for. If this came in a little bit, IV rank is at 37. I hate just so you guys know, I hate the charts on Tastyworks. It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, if the IV came in at all today, it would probably help you out for you. But this looks like a really high risk trade. You basically, in the next 16 days, the expected move is plus or minus $8, and it's going to go beyond what you want here. You're going to have a very, 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 very hard time making money in this, and to line it up, perfectly within 275 to 277. It's going to be really, really hard to do that in the next 16 days. Maybe if it was expiring tomorrow, that'd be a different story. But since you're expiring 8 days out, the stock market doesn't move in a straight line, as you can see here. There's a lot of back and forth action. And if you look back in here, it went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down. And yes, it can come back towards the middle, but I think that you're risking not a whole lot of money, but it's probably not going to work out. You also paid a bunch of money in you paid a bunch of money in commissions, like depending on, unless you're on Robinhood, but you're paying, let's say you're paying $1 per contract like you're on Tastyworks, and your expected loss is $12. You pretty much just gave away 30% of your money here for these commissions. So if you're going to do something like this, you'd want to do, like, if you want to do an Iron Condor on this to capture what you want to capture, you'd want to do something like this here. We want a dollar wide. You'd probably want something like this, kind of right outside the expected move, so that when IV rank, deflates a little bit, when IV comes in a little bit, this expected move is going to get lesser, and then these options on the ends will become worth less money. Is what would be the goal here. To have something so tight like that, it's gonna, we have $8 expected move, and let's say this only moves $6 in the next 16 days. This trade will make money, versus if on your trade, a $6 move would price you to max loss. So it's going to be tough. Cobra Commander, I like the curve to eyeball, then switch the table. Okay, yeah, so if you want to see what this looks like on the curve, this is what this looks like on the curve here. We can, you know, so you can see what this looks like. We can do the 270, the 278, 277 to show you what this trade here. I mean, your trade looks like this. 278, 277, and then you had the I'm sorry, you had the put. The put was 275, 274. Sorry, 274, 275, and then the call was 278, 277. Oops, a little tighter. And like, if you look at this, I mean, your area for profit, I mean, if you look, is very, very small compared to what the one that I had on for you. And you're risking, you know, to make 88 bucks. And the one that I had on, if we go back, see, I don't like, if we go back here, and this is a pretty much a 1-for-1 trade right here on this iron condor that I showed you. You know, you're risking $59 to make 41, and you can kind of play with it if you want. Like if you want to be more short, bring in the 21, 281, 282, and then you kind of have more of a 1-to-1 here. You got max profits 48, max losses 52, and then you can, if you want to do more, or if you want to take on more risk, you can do like $2 wide strikes. You know, something like this. You know, so you don't have to use, you don't have to pay so many commissions and contracts if you want. Or you can do it like this too. You know, this is a, and then you can, if you want to be more bullish on it, you can skew it a little bit more to the bullish side. You know, 84, 116. So you can kind of play with it. You can kind of play with it that way is kind of what I would do. To have a super tight iron condor like that, 16 days out, and the expected move is $8, it's gonna be tough. Not saying it won't come in for you, but when your profit is 8 times more than your expected loss or your max loss, it's probably not gonna make money. Just, I know it looks sweet to say, hey, I risked $12 to make 88. But most of those trades are too good to be true. Otherwise, everyone would be doing them, making money hand over fist. You know, most trades that you do, you're risking more money and profiting less. Like this trade, you're risking 116 to make a potential 84. So just keep that in mind. Also, look at your probability of profit too. Like this trade's probability of profit here. You can't see this. Hold on. It's 43%. And the probability of me making 50% on this trade is 60%. And your trade, you know, to make money on this right now, probability of profit on here is only 12%, and your probability to make 50% is only 2%. So basically, if the way that you're looking at this is if you're focusing on probabilities, which on options you need to, that's not coming in. I'm sorry to say. If you're up some money, take it off. Doctor Strange, Greg, BAC beat earnings, still went down. Yep. See, that's what I mean. The banks beat earnings and still went down. So that's why I was talking about on earnings. You can't always play because they had good, like you can't assume because they had good earnings it's going to go up, or you can't assume because they had bad earnings it's going to go down. That's not how it works. AC, how are you seeing expected move? Is that in TD? So let me show you the expected move on this. So in Tastyworks, AC, the Tastyworks is basically up here in the upper right-hand corner, plus or minus 850, you can see here. And then also in Tastyworks, it has this orange bar, so it has a nice indicator. So you don't have to do the math. You don't have to do the math right here. See this? this orange bar is the expected move right here, and then up here, upper right, expected move. Also, it has the same for let's go to like let's put in SPY. Waiting. Okay. If you look at here, all these what this means here. This in the upper right hand corner, same thing, plus or minus. You'll see here for that. What was that? The October 31st. However, Thinkorswim saying plus or minus $10. Here it was saying plus or minus $8.50. So, it's nice to compare platforms too. We don't need to load all of these. You can see here, expected move plus or minus 1040. So that's where you can see that. They don't have the orange indicator. I like to use the orange indicator because a lot of times, like I like to, let's say if I was doing an iron condor, I would place it right outside the expected move. Also, they show you on Tastyworks like the one standard deviation right here. These lines, this is a one standard deviation, and I think they even show if I bring up more. Yep, 2 standard. So it goes out like 2 standard deviation if you're interested in that as well. Depending, that's more for longer term traders, like going, being technical, being 1 standard deviation out or 2 standard deviations out. It really depends on your trading style and how you trade and what indicators you use to put trades on. But Tastyworks actually is pretty nice that they put those in there for you, and they put the expected move in this orange area. Rayleigh doesn't like iron condor too much, trouble for a tiny profit. One thing about Rayleigh, one thing about iron condors is you got to be able to time them right, just like anything. Back in here when there was some extreme volatility in Chipotle, back in here, I made some pretty good money on iron condors on Chipotle. You just got to know, like, iron condors are good in here. Basically, if you put an iron condor on when it spiked up and IV was high and it stayed flat, it paid out real nice down in here as well. You just got to know, iron condors aren't bad to use. You just have to know when to use them. So that's just like with any options. Like, you can have the right timing, but choose the wrong option strategy and then not profit. And you think, oh, maybe this stock is bad. But sometimes you gotta look at it and say, did I use the right strategy for this situation? Did I use the right strategy to make money? Because you also not only have to get the timing right, the pricing right, you have to align the right strategy for trades. Whether you're buying or selling options, it doesn't matter. If you're buying options, you got to have the right strategy. If you're selling options, you have the right strategy as well. So, this has actually been my longest stream yet. We're at 57 minutes. You guys have anything else? Otherwise, we're gonna cut it. Because to watch later, people are gonna be like, "What in the world did you guys talk about for an hour?" We're not gonna watch this. Kalal was trying out his first iron condor trade to see how it works and had trouble filling out the order. Yeah, paper trade. If you're trying to do iron condors, just so you know, iron condors have to be within the expected move or within your short strikes for you to make money. If it goes beyond your short strikes, you're most likely gonna lose money. Also, like Robinhood, if you're using Robinhood, it's not the easiest to tell. That's probably why you made mistakes. It's not easy to tell in Robinhood. I don't know if I still have. I currently don't. The Robinhood option trade doesn't have any of this data for you. They don't tell you what the expected move is. They don't tell you any of that. So it's hard. It's a lot harder. If I place a vertical spread, will that count as 2-day trades or just one? So if you put it on, let's say you put on an iron condor all at one time in one order, and you took it off, and let's say you took it off separately, it would count as I believe 2-day trades. But if you put it on as an iron condor and you take it off as an iron condor, the whole spread, it would count as one. Hey, Samuel says, "Hey Nick, I was trying to do a strangle on Robinhood, but wouldn't let me." Was it what was not letting you? Robinhood wasn't letting you? Would they say you couldn't use that strategy, that you needed more experience, or did you not have enough capital? I did a video on Saturday. I put out a video on Saturday how to do a strangle on Robinhood. Kalal, so what price should I close the trade then? If it were me, I would just close out the trade for whatever you could get it for and start over. I mean, that trade, I mean, to make, you have a probability of profit of 12%, which almost means it's not going to happen. That's pretty much, I would, if it were me, I would close it out and start over. No, I had everything and said I needed a separate order. Yeah, I don't know. I would reach out to Robinhood support then, because I do Strangles all the time on Robinhood. I don't really use it as my main broker, but from time to time, you know, you just select what call you want it for, and then you select what put you want it for, and then you put the trade on. So, anyways, guys, we're coming up on an hour on this stream. You know, I want to appreciate everyone that's been rocking with the stream. If this video was of value to you, hit that like button. It really helps my videos out a lot. It helps my channel out a lot. I mean, we're growing. The UVH family, the UVH community is growing so fast. So, Baron just started in April. Congrats. Welcome to the family, man. So, you guys have a good rest of your day. We're going to cut it off here. If you need anything else, hit me up in the options trading group. Leave a comment on the video. I do comment on all videos. I do read and reply to all comments on the YouTube channel. Just so you know, I get push notifications to my phone for all the comments on YouTube. Just so you guys know, or send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you guys want to do. Whatever you use to communicate, I'm there. So, you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.